hook is so good. Da, 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 da. What's up, friends? Today we're checking out Middle of a Breakup by Panic at the Disco. We'll be looking at it from the perspective of a producer, singer, songwriter, etc. So expect it to get a little technical at certain points. This reaction is also coming from a bit of a Vegas perspective. I'm born and raised in Vegas, met Brennan Urie's mom, and she is so cool, nicest lady. You know, you got a little bit of the locals vibe. The producers for this song are Mike Viola, Butch Walker, and Jake Sinclair. Jake Sinclair did one of my favorite Weezer albums, OK Human. I think he's a brilliant producer, has really great sense for composition and orchestration. This whole album was filmed on analog tape, which becomes fairly evident as you listen to the sound quality. That synthesizer and guitar tone is very reminiscent of the 70s and 80s. Kind of gives me a Huey Lewis vibe. Also, I really liked that drum solo at the beginning. Nice way to lead in. Going hard on those toms. The snare has a tambourine sound going with it, which I really like. It spices it up, gives it almost like a chain quality. Kind of has that nice tinkle sparkle thing. I like adding a tambourine to a snare. I've done it a lot on my newest album that I'll be coming out with in September. Honeybee, honey, I can hear the gossip buzz and so I really like how the guitar pairs in with his vocal at certain points. The also the harmonies on this album are sounding really unique. I really like the tone they're getting out of it. Kind of reminds me of old doo-wop harmonies. I like the Grease vibe that they're going for the aesthetic of the music video. Summer Lovin'. The harmonies aren't completely locked in. They're not super clean like you'd expect from modern pop records. They're slightly off at certain points because with the tape you can't edit in such a fine-tune manner. You're kissing my neck, kissing my chest. As he goes into a different section, a different melody, the guitar drops away and it's just the kick and the bass and the vocal, which creates this really stripped down effect for the song as a whole. And that bass is really gritty. I really like the tone of it. It's a nice distortion to it. Da, 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 make up sex in the middle of a breakup. It's just got a nice tone to it. You got these repetitive notes at the top on an interesting rhythm, and then a melodic hook. So you've got a rhythmic and melodic hook kind of pairing against each other, which is really fun. Also, you'll notice that coming into this chorus, we'd stripped away that kick, and then we bring it back. We bring back the guitar, and we also bring back that 70s, 80s sounding synth. I like the sound of that synth. It's not passe. There's no real rides or cymbals or even hats to be spoken of here, which I think could have done something to increase the excitement, but maybe they were just like, hey, we don't want anything getting in the way of Brennan's vocal, so we don't want anything in that frequency range. Please subscribe. It means so much to me. Also like the aesthetic they're going for. You can tell they're really going for an older aesthetic, that 70s, 80s vibe, and that's pretty clear throughout the music video as well as the sonic atmosphere. I feel like that's really popular nowadays, is to go back and have an older aesthetic. Love that synth riff at the end of that chorus. It's a nice little arpeggio to transition into a new section. I really like how he has a lot of personality in the word tonight right there. Tonight. Just really emphasizing that too, whereas everyone else is kind of going smooth throughout that whole section. Shows the power of the lead vocal, kind of differentiates it from the harmonies. Love the guitar right there. I think it's doing something really, really interesting. It kind of adds a really interesting tone to that transition into the kick, bass, vocal section. Also, I like how the harmonies pair. I like how when they strip away, they don't just kind of like instantly strip away right to the kick, bass, and vocal. At first, they still have harmonies coming in. They still have the guitar doing something different, kind of getting off track of what the vocals are doing. Whereas before, it's pretty well synchronized.
Hot smoke feels like we just met. Lips I couldn't kick. Honey, honey, you're my favorite drug.
I like the harmonies added there at the end. I think they add excitement, you know? You stripped away to nothing and then you build back up a little bit. I really liked that portion right there. I hadn't noticed it before. The makeup sex, like the background vocals doing the makeup sex and then him saying in the middle of a breakup. I love back and forth. I love call and responses. And he's doing it great. Also, love the aesthetic for this music video, and the editing is so brilliant. I love how they're syncing things up so well with that kick in so many different portions, the changes of outfit. One of my favorite Panic music videos, this and the one where it's all from his perspective, are probably my two favorite in terms of video. Oh, did they have strings going on top of that synth line there during that guitar solo? I love it. That's so cool. Also, really cool guitar solo. I like how it's embellishing slightly on the verse melody. Somewhat common technique for a guitar solo. We did it in our Astral Tree record. It's a nice little effect. Add something. Oh, the video is so cool. Love that they add the strings here for this last part. Also love that transition, you know, where they keep hitting the bed and then end up on another bed. Just like, how many times we're gonna go over this type of thing. You know, you get that vibe of this has happened before. This is a dangerous, toxic trend. Also, the string work on this is great. I think that's definitely a little bit of a Jake Sinclair influence right there. Great orchestral composition. I really like how those strings are basically the only thing different about this last chorus. Everything else seems pretty consistent. His vocal is a little bit more energetic. Besides that, basically the strings are the only thing adding, but they do have a higher frequency range than we've seen the synth have in the past. It's a little clearer, and so it's definitely adding something significant to this last bit. I love how it's harmonizing with his vocal right there. And when he does the, in the middle of a breakup, it's going, doo, 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 doo. That's great compositional technique right there. To pair with the main vocal line, instead of, you know, a harmony in the vocals, having a harmony come through in the strings. Nice ending. It gives it kind of a live feel to have an outro like that. You know, instead of just fading out as things go on over and over again, you have the makeup sex and just the guitar kind of riffing with the strings, with like the whole vocal menagerie doing that nice harmony at the end, and then the little drum fill. Nice stuff. I really like that song. I think that is an incredibly catchy piece of music. Someone pointed this out on my last video, and once I hear it, I can't unhear it. There's basically nothing going on in terms of cymbals or hi-hats. It's almost as if they don't exist for the drum set. It sounds like he just has toms, kick, snare, and a tambourine. Like instead of a hat, he has a tambourine, which is interesting. It's a different sound for sure. But it does make that high end really clear. You know, because you've taken away those cymbals, the strings, the electric guitar, and the vocal really dwell in that space, and they don't have anything getting in their way. So it's a weird choice, but I think it works. Yeah, the sonic quality is really interesting. I love the analog sound. And I like that there's a consistent sonic aesthetic to these songs. I hope that continues. On the last record, Pray for the Wicked, I felt like there wasn't enough sonic consistency. Pray for the Wicked to me was a phenomenal piece of music. I loved the gritty electronic and electric guitar feel to it. But then the other songs just felt so out of sync with it. And here I love that we're getting a sense of consistency. It feels cohesive. already. We're only 2 songs in and we already feel so cohesive. They feel so locked in together. Hope my breakdown of the song somewhat enhanced your listening pleasure for this song. I'd love it if you subscribed. Please help me out. Like, comment, share, and check out my music. I also have kind of a darker aesthetic going on for my new album. I've already released 2 music videos for it. One is Strawberries in July, one's Grey Blue Eyes. You can find Grey Blue Eyes right here. You can see my reaction to Viva Las Vengeance right here. Thanks so much. Catch you on the flip.
I hate my reflection, it's always bad.